What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to remove the front wheel on a Harley-Davidson Sportster. We'll get into the parts you need and we'll get to removing the wheel. Let's get into it. Alright, here are the parts you're going to need. Rubber glove for the anti-seize so you don't get out of there. The anti-seize is for the axle, the bearings, and the axle shafts inside. I use bungee cords to hold up the caliper out of the way. 9/16 or a 14 millimeter and a 5/16. That's for the pinch bolt itself. Phillips head screwdriver or some kind of beefy screwdriver to line up the axle bolt. I'll show you that when I do the install. I use this to get the washer out from the axle. You'll see that as well. The ratchet to get everything off. A 5/16 socket to get the axle nut off. A 10 millimeter 12 point to get the caliper bolts off. The mallet or rubber mallet to persuade the axle to come out. A torque wrench to torque everything down once we're done. One thing I like to do is grab a tray or some kind of bin, and if you can see, it says brake and shifter to the right and pinch bolt to the left. I use this so I can put the bolts that come from one side and the spacer so I don't get them confused on each side. So that's what I do there. All right, let's go ahead and get over to the bike, get the tire removed, and then we'll reinstall it as well. See you over at the bike. All right, so I went ahead and jacked it up where the front wheel spins. I forgot to mention that you'll need a jack to get the front wheel off the ground. Also, with the magnetic tray, just make sure if you do have ABS, you don't get it anywhere near that because it can mess up the sensor. And when you're taking the caliper off and holding it over here, just be careful you don't break the wire. I'm not 100% sure how the wire runs. I'm assuming it goes with the cable. I don't have ABS on mine, so just be careful of that as well. First thing we need to do is remove the two 10 millimeter 12 point bolts off of here. Let's get those off. One, two. Now remove the caliper. And we're just going to hang it up out of the way over here. And I just hung it onto the crash bar itself. Whatever you do, do not press the brake lever, as the caliper will squeeze together and it'd be a pain to get it. So just leave that alone for right now. All right, we're going to go ahead and remove the axle nut. Get your bin or whatever way you want to hold it. I have it where it says pinch bolt that way and brake and shift that way, so you know. Bolt, I already broke it loose, but it's going to be torqued on there. I think it's like 65 foot-pounds, so it's going to be a little snug. Go ahead and remove the axle nut. I use the magnet just to pull the washer off, and that's it there. Now we'll rotate the wheel and get the pinch nut off. 5/16 Allen key and 14 or 9/16 wrench. We'll go ahead and remove the pinch bolt. Break it loose. And just remember the way these things come off. You have the nut, lock washer, regular washer, and remove your pin. And then we will just have to lift up on the wheel and remove the axle. You can take a rubber mallet and beat it out, but just remember these spacers. There's one on each side. There's the other spacer. Once you pull this axle out, they will fall out. Just remember where they go. That's why I use the bin. Let's go ahead and remove the... All right, with the pinch bolt removed, now we just need to hit the axle with the hammer, or I would use a dead blow hammer or a rubber mallet. Go over here. Just rotate. And just remember those spacers are going to fall out. Spacer from the brake side, put it on my little tray. Spacer from the pinch bolt side, put that in our little tray. And if you have a 1200, it tells you to remove the fender. I'm not going to because it says I don't have to. I just got to wedge the tire out. It takes a little bit of finagling, but that's how you remove the tire. All right, we got the new rubber put on. Now we need to take the axle, put anti-seize on the axle, both bearings on both sides and on the tube inside. I usually wear a rubber glove, just makes it a heck of a lot easier. we'll go ahead and put the lube on there and I'll show you that. All right, got anti-seize all over that. Now we'll get the bearings and the bearing tube as well. All right, now I got anti-seize on my finger. We'll go ahead and rub it around inside here. Get it all inside the hole. And do the same thing to the other side. All right, now we got anti-seize inside there on the bearing, inside the bearing bore on both sides, you can see there. Now we'll go ahead and get all of our axle put back in. All right, so now the wheel is in, we need to put the spacers in there. The smaller one went on this side and the bigger one went on this side. Small one goes in first, roll it back. And you just gotta get it lined up. Spacers are in, now we need to stick the axle in. All right, now we got the axle, we'll go ahead and get it lined through here. All right, now you gotta lift the wheel up with the axle. It's a little tricky. All right, that side is in. Now we'll just get this other side in here. All right, now that's all lined up, we'll go ahead and get our washer and our bolt just to keep it all together. All right, now we got the axle in, the bolt put on. We'll come over here, stick our big screwdriver in there, put this straight, because if you have it going facing up, it'll give you this massive whistle. So make sure it's straight. We'll get that lined up. We'll get this bolt torqued down. All right, now we got our screwdriver on this side. We'll go ahead and snug this up and we will torque it down to 60 to 65 foot-pounds. Do not do the pinch bolt yet. We'll do that later and I'll explain that in a minute. All right, torque down to 65. The reason why we don't put this in yet is so this gets torqued down at the right specification and it doesn't bow this in. This stays free. So go ahead and put those bolts in now. Bolt, flat washer, lock washer, and nut. All right, grab our 5/16 Allen key and our 14 or 9/16 wrench, and we'll go ahead and torque this down. I think it's 21 to 27 foot-pounds. Hold the nut and just torque it down. Torque down to 27. Now you're good to go there. We need to put the brake caliper on. All right, we'll take the brake caliper back down that we got sitting up here, and we were going to line up to make sure that the disc goes in between here, the brake disc right here. All right, now we got that on there. We're gonna go ahead and take our bolts and line them up. All right, we'll go ahead and torque down the caliper bolts, 28 to 38 foot-pounds. Good to go. So now what I do, run the wheel, let it go, and hit the front brake just to kind of line up the front brake, make sure everything stops, everything looks good. Well guys, that's how you remove and install a front tire in a Harley-Davidson Sportster. Pretty simple install, just with some basic tools. If you got any questions, put them down in the comments below. If you like this sort of thing, make sure you hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button, it's free, it doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps me out. But guys, remember, ride safe, enjoy motorcycling. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.